These colors don't run, and they can't hide. It's PODAWFUL's 9/11 Crashtacular 2017. Never forgive, never forget. Absolutely nothing can melt steel beams. Zuckerberg did 9/11. There's birth control in the tap water. The earth is flat! Let's roll! Let's go bully the internet. This is PODAWFUL.
PODAWFUL sucks.
When you're stuck in the rut and you wanna die, PODAWFUL makes that worse. You're on cover with knees, they won't let you fly. PODAWFUL quench your thirst.
You know what? You're not funny. I want to really kick your ass.
I'm in that ass, bro.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the PODAWFUL 9/11 Crashtacular 2017. Never forgive, never forget. I'm your host, Jesse PS, and you can friend me on Facebook. Facebook.com/JessePS. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Facebook.com/JessePS. I have been unzucked. I've been zucked for a month. They're killing our free speech out there. Killing it. And I don't mean in the good way either, folks. And it all ties back. It's all coming together. God damn it, the demons! They're coming for us. But not Zuck. He'll finally be stopped tonight. We are, of course, live as we are every Sunday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time over at PODAWFUL.tv. We've got the live video stream going. We've got the chat room going. That, of course, we call the Chaz Room. And you can call into the show, 480-38-AWFUL. Skype name, PODAWFUL. Let's see what they're saying in that chat room. Oh, they liked it. We had a furry intro there. We had the 9/11 furry tribute at the beginning of the show there. They're loving that. That was perfect, they're saying. These boys know these colors don't run and they can't hide. Everybody out there, we're finally starting to wake up, breaking the conditioning. It's finally happening. And you know, let me recap for you. Let's say, I don't know, maybe you've been under a rock for the past, maybe you've been in Iraq for the past 17 years, 16 years, or something like that. But let's do a quick recap of what the government hasn't been telling you. Of course, 9/11, we were attacked here on American soil, but it wasn't by who the government tells you it was. No, it was by George Soros. But how did he do it? Well, we've got new evidence in tonight, folks. We've got new evidence in tonight, ladies and gentlemen, on how George Soros committed 9/11. And it was through his pawn, his personal creation, Mark Zuckerberg. There's a reason this man wants to stop your free speech. There's a reason he's coming for you. These guys, the Jewish cabal, they're part of the devil's machinations. And the number one way they do it, one, they make you hate your own privacy. Privacy is number one. Why does the Second Amendment say you can bear arms? It's to protect your own self and your privacy. That's number one. I mean, it's the Second Amendment, but right after free speech, which is the other way they want to take it away from you. They don't want you out there telling the truth. Well, I'm here to tell you the truth. I'm here to give you all the facts. And the third thing they do to try to keep you tepid, to try to keep you pathetic and weak and stop you from fighting back against the system. They're putting birth control in the tap water. Don't drink tap water. You might have noticed on this show, I never drink tap water. As a matter of fact, we're sponsored by two things. We're sponsored by Snapple Alpha Brain, and we're sponsored by, of course, Dr. Pepper. Let's go on over to that PODAWFUL mini fridge. That's right. PODAWFUL Crashtacular is, of course, brought to you by Dr. Pepper. It gives you nootropics that keep your brain functioning the way it was meant to function. to fight back against the GMOs. You open up a Dr. Pepper, you're going to immediately feel vitality. Your penis will get larger. Your brain will get larger. Your muscles will get larger. Your sperm count will go down slightly. We do not drink tap water here. It keeps our heads clear. Drinking Dr. Pepper is, of course, the only way to keep your head clear. So those of you at home who are sponsoring our show, who are helping us out, who are keeping money in the pockets of PODAWFUL, in the pockets of truth, and out of the pockets of fake news, what you can do is you can open up a can of Dr. Pepper yourself at home right now. Number one, you go to iTunes, you leave a comment, podawful.com/iTunes. You leave a 5-star review for Dr. Pepper on our iTunes page. That helps them keep lining our pockets and keeping the money out of the corporations that run fake news, the George Soros-funded corporations that run fake news. That's how you do it. On the count of 3, everyone out there at home, grab your nootropic stack, your Dr. Pepper, and open up your cans. On the count of 3 with me here. 1, 2, 3. There we are. Let's take a sip, folks. Oh, boy. All right. Well, that Dr. Pepper fixed that thing with my voice that was going on. That was really weird. Anyway, so like I said, we don't drink tap water on this show. And as a matter of fact, I want to prove to you what they've been doing to the tap water for a long time now. What they've been doing is they've been, when you take birth control as a woman and then you go and pee into a toilet, the birth control then goes, the chemicals are still inside your system. They go down into the water supply, and our water filtration systems aren't made to filter out big pharma, you know. They can't filter out big pharma. There's no way for them to do that. And they don't want to do that because now you've got estrogen in the water, keeping our men, our strong, big-brained men, tepid. And that's how you end up with social justice warriors. Okay, that's how you end up with girly men wearing dresses, running around, pretending that they're trans. Okay, back in my day, we had 2 words for that. One of them was transvestite. The other one, I'm not allowed to say on the radio. Now, I've been doing some experimenting, and you can do this at home too. And I recommend you do this at home. For free, you can put together your own experimentation on whether or not your tap water is filled with birth control, with estrogen, whether it's keeping you down, trying to make you less of a man, okay? Because when they keep you down, when they make your mind smaller, they're deprogramming you, and then they're reprogramming you with their fake news. So when your mind starts to go, well, wait a second, Jesse, when I saw the plane crash into the building that day, it kind of looked like it just disappeared inside the building. Maybe there wasn't a plane. Oh, I'm drinking my tap water now. Maybe I should put on some lipstick. Maybe I should start sucking on a penis. That's how they get you. So I've been testing my tap water to see if it's clear or not, and of course it ain't. It ain't. Oh boy, my voice is doing that thing again. Hang on. There we go. Thank you, doctor. That's daddy's medicine right there, Dr. Pepper. So if you want real medicine, Dr. Pepper. If you want the government's medicine in your water supply, if you want to drink fluoride to make your bones whiter, who said bones are supposed to be white? Cartoons? Anyway, there's an easy way to do it. Now, I have had a glass that I've been experimenting on of tap water from my own tap right here in this refrigerator, in the PODAWFUL mini fridge, for about a week now. Let me get this glass here. All right. And as you can see, after the experiment, this started off as regular crystal clear tap water, the same thing they show you in all their government commercials. And now look at that. Disgusting. Now you might ask yourself, well, how can I test like you did at home, Jesse? How can I be a hero to our nation, a patriot? Well, what I did was I started jacking off into that glass of water. I jack off into it about 2-3 times a day. I jack off more than that, just not every time into the glass. And as you can see here, let me show you one more time here. You can see the cum has congealed and started floating around up at the top. It's a little clearer on the bottom, but you can see all that cum up there at the top. It's very gross. Let me show you here. Yeah, that's disgusting. It's congealing on there. But let me tell you what there's not happening inside this glass. Let me tell you what you're not seeing going on in that glass right now. I don't know about you. I don't see any babies. Maybe the glass is full of birth control. Now, I know over at Planned Parenthood, they'd be celebrating right now, going, oh, no babies. Oh, did you kill a baby? Ooh, yay! Sickening. Sickening. That's not the way we do things around here. Now, I believe if I'm going to come into a glass of tap water for long enough, for a week, at some point, it's going to get pregnant. Or are the condom companies lying to me too? I haven't seen a baby grow in there at all. All I've seen is cum starting to congeal to the point of basically no return. Now, we've got a great show for you here tonight, folks. We're going to be revealing a lot of 9/11 truths to you. Of course, the big one tonight, we do have the major evidence on whether or not Zuckerberg did 9/11. He did. Spoiler alert. He totally did. We will be talking to some amazing guests. Later in the show, I'll be talking to the Truth Cat, who is a big-time YouTuber from the Truth Factory. You're gonna love talking to the Truth Cat with me. We're also about to have Jesse Ventura on the show, former mayor of, I don't know, Minnesota or something, I think. Wrestler, Jesse the Body Ventura, but most of all, patriot. He was a Marine. He was a Navy SEAL. He has many different kinds of stolen valor, as well as one of the leading skeptics and truthers out there. Oh, we're getting a call right now. Let me take this call. Oh, missed it. Well, you can call back in. And if you do want to call, it's 480-38-AWFUL. Skype name PODAWFUL. But we are expecting a call at some point from Jesse the Body Ventura. He's got some information when it comes to the tap water epidemic that's going on, and apparently how it links back to 9/11. Let's check with that chat room real quick, see what they're saying in there. I come in my brother's drink when he's not looking, says Pudding Boy. Did you see that video? The Twin Towers got zucked. That's true. Let's take this call. Hello, who am I speaking to? Who's a patriot on the line?
Well, I was told to call in. This is Reverend Jesse Ventura.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Reverend the Body himself, Jesse Ventura, on the line. Welcome to the show, Jesse, Mr. Ventura, Mr. Mayor, Mr. Governor. Happy to have you on the line here. Thank you so much for your call.
You know, I'm not only happy to be on this phone call with you, it's an honor and a privilege because we need...
Thank you.
Hello?
Sorry, that's there's somebody else trying to call in as well. Not very.
No,
Our listeners aren't very smart. They don't get that maybe during this very important, huge interview I'm doing with a real celebrity, that maybe it's not time for them to call.
I guarantee you that's some of the FBI's Jews on the case trying to shut us down.
That's right.
Jesse.
That's right. I am being closely because of the sensitive information I'll be revealing tonight. I am trying to be shut down by the Jews. Speaking,
Mark Zuckerberg is a disgrace, and I'm sorry that happened to you. You have my condolences, and thank you for your service.
Sorry. Sorry. What did you say his name was?
Jesse Zuckerberg.
No,
you heard me.
No, I'm Jesse. It was Mark Zuckerberg. Was that it?
Yeah, Mark Zuckerberg trying to shut you down.
Right.
You know why?
Why is
Suspicious timing. As soon as you try telling the truth, he pops his little head out of his little Goidelberg.
That's right.
To come harass you.
That's true. That's true. It's like they can smell me coming from a mile away.
It's true.
So, Jesse, I understand that, Mr. Governor, I understand that you have some very sensitive information yourself that you've just discovered that actually ties the epidemic with the tap water back to 9/11. Now, how exactly does that work?
Oh, it's easy. You take the paper trails, you follow them down, and here's just one of the many coincidences, and I'm using air quotes. Now, when you get a woman pregnant, what do you do, Jesse? You tap that ass.
Of course, yeah. And then
You tap.
and then the next step is
Now,
you marry her. You marry her right away.
No, that's right. And but tap water. Now you can't tap that ass, can you, Jesse?
Oh,
Because
I
you're
see.
feminized. Now you're tap dancing like a 12-year-old girl at ballet recital.
I see. So what you're talking about is part of the rabbit hole.
Yes, the rabbit hole.
Thank you. Yes, the rabbit hole.
And furthermore, I don't know if you know this, when you have too much estrogen in your body, you become one of these girly boys, and you bend over, ready to take some action in the behind. And then while you're down there, might as well pray to Allah. I have a theory that when you're bending down there, you're praying to Allah, and tap water makes you Muslim. Now that could lead us right into the buildings. And you know which buildings I'm talking about.
Tower 7.
Yeah, Tower 7.
Of course, yeah. The only
big
tower
one.
the only tower that actually fell that day. The only building that was actually hit.
Actually, that's so true. And I was going to reveal that on my new Discovery Channel. They shut it down, Jesse.
They shut
so now
it down?
I can't do that. But I'm glad you mentioned it, yes.
Well, hang on a second. Who shut you? I mean, now I've talked to some of the producers over at Discovery. We've had some talks about maybe getting this show syndicated over there. I could have sworn these were not Jewish people. Are you telling me there's been an update?
Huh. Yeah, not Jewish. That's hilarious. I'm literally laughing.
You literally, to be fair, Mr. Governor, literally you are not laughing. You just said you're laughing.
Ha! Listen to that.
Wow, that was a true LOL.
Now, if you take Discovery, the logo is a globe. If you turn that sideways, it's actually yarmulke shaped. It's a dome.
Wow, and it also symbolizes their control of the world and how they have wrapped their tentacles around.
Oh yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
It's a thinking cap. Makes me sick.
Here's the thing. I threw up 5 times. Actually, every time I do this program, I throw up about 5 to 6 times right ahead of time just because of all the truth bombs that have gone through my head that I know I'm about to release on the public.
That's right. And that's also your body rejecting, the Hebrew magic. That they're really heavy on the anti-Semitism, but it's not against the people; it's against the controllers.
It's against
exactly. The people of the religion are just mind control. You can't help them; they're far gone, but they're just as innocent as you and me.
Look,
the top brass, the Zuckerbergs, the Soroses.
Right. Look, I support Israel. All right. I mean, I'm for anybody that's going to kill a Palestinian. Absolutely. So exactly what you said. I mean, we're not against the Jewish people. We're against the Jewish cabals.
We want to liberate them, Jesse. We want to make them see the light.
Right.
Stop drinking the tap. Stop filling your tampons with thermite paint.
No, I didn't know. Hang on, Jesse. I didn't know about that one.
What?
The tampons filled with thermite paint?
What? What? The tampons?
Yeah, I hadn't heard this one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you watch and you see. You go up to
you're cutting
Jewish girl
you're
and
cutting
you
in and
pull her
out
tampon out.
You're cutting in and out. Sorry, Jesse, I can't hear you anymore. Well, it's good having you on the show. Thank you so much. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Jesse the Body Ventura, the Governor Ventura. I'm being told in the chat room that the Jewish cabal might be messing with our stream right now. I hope that's not still the case. Are we still live? This is something we have to worry about every time we go live, basically. All right, this idiot keeps calling. They just hang up this time. What a moron. How do you interrupt Jesse the Body Ventura, one of the biggest guests we've ever had on the show? All right, let's get rid of that phone line there for now. What an idiot. So I do have some more stuff to discuss here when it comes to 9/11, of course, when it comes to the conspiracies that have been perpetrated in this country. Now, one of those conspiracies that I was personally involved with, I cracked the case wide open on, is a case known as Pizzagate. In fact, it might be the deepest part of the rabbit hole. All right, I'm going to answer your call here, idiot. Hello. Hi there. You're now on the show. Hello? There we go. Cool. That was worth it, huh? Good thing I answered that. We'll try that one more time. I'm going to give you one more chance on that one. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that the next person the Jews visit is you. Hello?
Hello?
Hi, yeah, you've been calling over and over, interrupting our interview and stuff. Are you stupid? Who is this?
This is your cousin in Florida. I have your dad actually here with me during this hurricane.
Well, I'm doing a show here. Come on.
We're trying to get a hold of you to watch your freaking show, man.
Well, I don't need you guys
your dad's
watching
too cheap
this.
to pay for it.
I don't need you guys watching this. It's PODAWFUL.tv, all right? PODAWFUL.tv is the website. And listen, this is actually one of the things I wanted to talk about. You guys are down in Florida right now. Hurricane Irma's hitting you. Are you safe?
We're sitting down. We're watching it outside. We're watching TV. We're enjoying the podcast, man.
Well, here's the thing. The government, we know now they can control the weather. They're the ones sending Irma through there. It's a distraction technique. We've got 9/11 coming up tomorrow, and they're trying to distract us with this hurricane. And here's your proof right here. Reporting live, my cousin and my dad down in Florida. Where in Florida are you guys right now?
We're in Winter Haven.
Winter Haven. Okay. You guys are in Winter Haven. Now, where is that situated? And is it near the coast? Is it in the central? Is it south? Where is it?
No, it's right smack in the middle of the state. It's a little south of Orlando, about 40 miles south of Orlando.
All right, so you guys aren't seeing the brunt of the storm just yet then?
Not yet, in about 2 hours.
In about 2 hours. But right now, you guys are probably sitting there going, this ain't nothing.
We're used to this. This right here is just like a normal little afternoon thunderstorm.
This is what I'm trying to tell the people. Break the conditioning! This is what I want them to know. The government is lying to you. They create these fake storms. They kill off 27, spicks or something down in the Gulf, and then they just go, all right, look at this. See, everybody, pay attention to the weather right now. Don't pay attention to what's going on in the government. Don't pay attention to what's going on behind the scenes. All right. Well, I hope you guys stay safe.
The worst part is I couldn't even get any football on today because all he kept showing is weather.
Football is another distraction technique that was started by the Jews, so watch out for that. All right. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the call, and you guys stay safe. Okay, Patriot.
Take care, man.
All right. Bye. All right, sorry, that was my cousin. I didn't realize, that's the thing. When you're hosting a show like this, you got to be paranoid at all times. You got to constantly be on the defensive. You got to constantly be ready for anybody to be coming at you, okay? Even when it's your own family. One time, my own child, he came into my bedroom one night. My young boy, Nathaniel, he comes into the room. He's scared. He thought he saw a monster. I let him come inside, but I wasn't ready for it. I didn't know he was up. It was past his bedtime. I thought, this is a man who just broke into my house. I take my 12 gauge out of my closet. I cock it. I put it right against his temple, you know? And then I put it right against his temple. I'm ready to pull the trigger. And I go, who are you? Who sent you? Who sent you, you demon? And, of course, he goes, Daddy, it's me. And then I shot him, and now he's dead. Turned out he was a Jewish shapeshifter. Rest in peace, Nathaniel. Anyway, we do have one goon topic to cover tonight. I mean, it is pod awful after all, so let's go ahead and cover some goons. We have one goon, as I mentioned earlier. We, of course, broke open the story on Pizzagate. We were the first people to discover the tunnels beneath Comet Ping Pong Pizza and Besta Pizza that led a pipeline directly to a children's hospital. So who starts listening to our show right after that? One of the most notorious serial pedophiles in the northeastern United States, Robert Robinson. One of our most hated goons, one of our most hated enemies, and who is against us revealing the truth right before 9/11? Well, wouldn't you know it, it's Robert Robinson. Take a look.
Hey guys, it's Rob, and today is September 10th, 2017. Yeah, tomorrow is, Sunday. And tonight, of course, is going to be friggin' that idiot's friggin' podcast. And I guess
What idiot is he talking about, by the way? I don't know who he means.
apparently, every year, the Sunday before 9/11, he does this very,
Patriotic.
very, very, very disrespectful show about 9/11.
Keep in mind, folks, this is a notorious pedophile. For real, this is a guy who has fucked an underage girl against her will. He raped a child. He still watches child porn. He tries to talk to underage girls online. He's a part of pedophile rings on the internet, chat rooms, and so on. We have the evidence. We have the files. And we've had him banned from most of the establishments in his hometown.
Makes fun of it somehow.
We're patriots.
I don't find 9/11 funny.
Neither do I. I would never mock 9/11 or the victims in 9/11. Of course, there were far fewer victims than they say, much like the Holocaust.
I think it's very disrespectful. Also, it's very hack. It's a very hacky thing to do.
Well, you are a professional comedian, Robert, so I know where you're going, what you're going for here, saying it's hack. But here's another very hack thing to do. You know what they've been doing for centuries, and then we kind of all stopped doing because we started thinking it was hack? Fucking children.
Oh, I'm gonna make fun of 9/11. You know, because that makes me all edgy and shitlordy. You know. Yeah, fuck you. No.
There's no part of me that thinks this is edgy or shitlordy, all right? Other than me going, shit lordy, it's almost 9/11. But I would never, ever, ever disrespect the victims, the 5 or 6 victims there were during 9/11. I would never do that, okay? I don't think this is edgy at all. No part of me thinks anything I ever do in this program is edgy. Instead, I think it's educational. So, all right, well, cool thought, Robert. Oh, boy, it's tough. It's tough. I haven't fucked a child in a while. Got nothing else going on in my life.
So, yeah, there's not really much going on, you know. Don't have a case management anymore.
Yeah, that's right. For those who don't know, who haven't been keeping up with Robert Robinson, because we don't cover him so much on the show anymore, he did have his case manager, the guy who basically just drives him around to the grocery store occasionally and makes sure he's not diddling kids physically at the very least in the moment. His case manager did drop him. He's been dropped. They claim Robert Robinson is not mentally ill enough to have a case manager anymore. If anybody needs a stack of nootropics and so to stop drinking the tap water, it's Robert Robinson. He's getting the kitty sweats, they say in the chat room.
Just been sitting around doing nothing all week.
Shocking.
So, another week gone. Waiting for Tuesday because that's payday.
Okay, well, yeah, I could see why you would be waiting for payday.
Not a real payday, but payday in Second Life.
Okay. Well, anyways, whatever. Bye. I have a white boyfriend. Anyway. Okay, so he's waiting for his payday in Second Life. This is another way they control you, folks. They give you a second life. They give you this virtual world where you can live out your fantasies, where he can be a woman and sit around naked all day. He literally sits around in Second Life all day watching pornography in Second Life. This isn't right, people. This is what happens when you drink the tap. Stop drinking tap. All right, so I do want to introduce you to a good friend of mine. If you don't already know him, you should. This is the YouTube channel is called The Truth Factory, and we're going to have on here in just a second the Truth Cat herself. Take a look at this video so you can get a little introduction as to who the Truth Cat really is.
Welcome back to The Truth Factory. I feel like it's finally time for you guys to know the real truth about Donald Trump. I do a lot of serious, well-sourced videos, And this is not going to be one of them, but it will be super entertaining, as this is one of my all-time favorite conspiracy theories. It combines my 3 favorite things: Donald Trump, time travel, and meme magic.
All right, so that should give you an idea of what the Truth Cat herself is all about. We are going to bring the Truth Cat on in just a second. Before I do that, I do want to say this. The Truth Cat, if you're thinking, oh, this is some small time, who even knows this person? Who's ever heard of them? Think again, okay? You're wrong about that, because even luminaries in our world, such as Alex Jones, has heard of the Truth Cat and the Truth Factory. Take a look at this.
Anybody who's conservative, they're banning people with cat channels that are popular. They don't want anybody in there.
That's crazy. Now,
that is actually mentioning the Truth Factory. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome to the program the Truth Cat. We're calling him now on Skype. Let's get the Truth Cat in here. Truth Cat, hello.
Hi, Jesse. How are you?
Very good. Welcome to the program. We're so happy to have you here. And
well, thanks for having me.
Thank you. Now, just let's go ahead and get the plug out of the way. Tell the people where they can find you.
They can find me at www.youtube.com/The Truth Factory.
There you go. Now, the Truth Factory, you're killing it on subscribers. You started this year, didn't you?
I started in April. And I'm almost at 31,000.
Amazing work.
Thank you.
You put out a lot of quality content and a lot of truth, which is the most important part. And speaking of truth, the thing we're talking about tonight, Truth Cat, is, of course, 9/11. And I believe that we have found some exclusive information when it comes to 9/11. Can you illuminate some of that for the folks out there?
Well, I think the biggest thing is that Soros is connected to 9/11.
Of course. I mean, I think basically everyone at this point knows that much.
And therefore, Mark Zuckerberg is also connected to 9/11 because Mark Zuckerberg is connected to George Soros.
Now, this is where things start getting a little bit more shadowy, a little bit more under wraps, a little bit more slimy, if you will. Explain to the folks out there and to myself, I mean, you really found this information even more than I did. Explain to them exactly how the connection was made.
Okay, well, we all know that 9/11 was a false flag. Dick Cheney and Bush did 9/11 to make millions or billions of dollars on the Iraq war, right?
Well, that's what they tell us, yeah.
So Dick Cheney makes $39.5 billion through Halliburton, and guess who goes and buys 2 million shares in Halliburton in 2016? George Soros.
Oh, well, I was going to say, let me take a guess, and then I was just going to go, echo.
Yeah, so George Soros. So they had 9/11 planned from the beginning. This was a long con.
Shocking.
And now I believe that George Soros and Mark Zuckerberg are planning 9/11 too.
Never forget, never forgive?
It's the second coming of 9/11.
Now, do you think this is happening tomorrow? Of course, tomorrow is 9/11. I mean, the folks out there, they're going to be hearing this tomorrow on 9/11 unless they watched it live. So can we expect some sort of retribution, some sort of sequel tomorrow?
You know what? I don't really know that for sure. I can assume that something may be happening in September. I think this time, though, instead of terrorists doing it, paid actors, crisis actors,
right,
it will be North Korea. They're also just a false flag.
The entire country.
The entire country is a false flag. They're funded by George Soros and Mark Zuckerberg.
You know, I noticed when they do their missile tests, one thing I noticed about those missiles is a lot of them look exactly like the planes that crashed into the towers that day.
Yeah, and that's not a coincidence.
I think they're reusing the CGI.
Yeah, it's all fake. It is all CGI. If anything, it's the technology for CGI has improved, so this will look even more realistic.
I want to tell you something, Truth Cat. This is something I haven't previously shared with you, and I'm not proud of this. All right, I think we've all done things we aren't exactly proud of out there, and then we work as hard as we can to try to make up for those crimes later on in life. And let me tell you this, the reason I started doing the program and revealing truth to people the way I am is, well, to be honest with you, I actually used to be a crisis actor. I'm not proud of that. I don't feel good about it, but I was at a time where I was desperate for money. I needed it to feed my former son, Nathaniel, and my wife, Rebecca. And, just to put a little bit of extra bread on the table, I did perform as a crisis actor. I played a part in several major news stories that happened, including Hurricanes Katrina, Hurricane, what was the one that came through New York? I don't even remember it because they're all so false flagged. I got my hook Sandy at Sandy Hook, and I was at the Aurora shooting in Colorado at the movie theater. I actually played the part of James Holmes.
It's amazing they just keep recycling the same crisis actors and no one catches on. I mean, the Sandy Hook kids sang at the Super Bowl.
Right.
And I think that's a rite of passage. So once you do enough crisis act, you have to sing at the Super Bowl.
Well, that's actually how I found all this out. You see, I was also the way I got into crisis acting was I was a background actor, an extra in movies and television. I've been in a lot of things, all the Marvel Netflix shows, Daredevil and all these things. I was in all of those. And an interesting part of that is when you start doing that, when you start working with these people, you start seeing them at the same shows over and over and over again, playing different parts. And then when you watch the shows, you start seeing them show up again. They're playing totally different people in totally different episodes. From one episode, somebody's a bum. In another episode, somebody's a businessman. He's a CEO. And I doubt it's a rags to riches story going on in the background of Daredevil. But it's no different when it comes to crisis acting. Basically, in the middle of crisis acting, I started realizing, hey, I'm not the only guy getting rehired at these things. Everybody is. So when you watch these news programs, you got one guy, he's a cop one time. Next time, he lives across the country, and he's the father of a so-called slain child. It's disgusting.
Yeah, no, it's really quite sad that people believe these things.
Yeah, it's
It's
disgusting.
like you need to be able to see through the false flag to find the truth.
Exactly. Now, one thing that you and I have spoken about recently, and I believe you've got a video coming out about this. I of course, as I mentioned earlier, I cracked open the case on Pizzagate. I was the first to find actual physical, substantial evidence on Pizzagate the day after the false flag operation that happened there. You want to know how I knew that was going down, how I showed up that day? It's because I got the cast listing for the false flag operation.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. I'm sure that you just barely missed out on the opportunity to be that shooter. I mean, he actually has an internet movie database page.
Well,
go look him up. Edgar Madison Welch is his name. That's a fact.
Welch. That's true. Go look up Edgar Madison Welch. That is real. And I'll tell you why I didn't get that part. I auditioned for the part of Edgar Madison Welch, but I did not get it because because it's one of the few times a bullet actually went off in a false flag operation. I don't have the firearms training for that. I don't have the.
Well, was it a real bullet? Was it CGI?
It was from what I hear from my extra friends, it was a rubber bullet, but it actually had to be fired from the gun. Right. You have to have certain licenses for that. You have to be licensed in Washington D.C. I'm licensed in a totally different state. I'm only licensed for my compound here in Mom's Bunker Studios. So I can't exactly go around, playing these parts everywhere and do the same roles. That's why you see people doing different things.
Well, the interesting thing about that false flag driver, or false flag shooter, I should say, is weeks or maybe a couple months prior, he actually ran over a 13-year-old child. And witnesses say that he didn't try to swerve out of the way. He just rammed into children. And I think that this was practice for Charlottesville, and I think that he was the real driver there.
That's almost definitely the case. And as a matter of fact, it's already been revealed by what is the woman's name? Heather Heyer? Is that her name? Heather Heyer?
Yeah, Heather Heyer.
Her mother,
crisis actor.
Yeah, crisis actor, and her mother then goes on the news and says she died of a heart attack. Okay, well then I guess we don't feel bad for her anymore. Sorry, you big fat bitch. Bye. Yeah, okay, cool. So you didn't get run over, so we can stop being sad about that. Oh wait, none of it was real to begin with. They can't even keep their own story straight. I'm telling you, the Hollywood writers are doing a better job than the government. I don't know why the government doesn't just employ the Hollywood writers for these things, because they can't keep a single story straight. They don't have a show Bible. They don't have a mythology going on. None of the actors have thought about their characters' motivations or anything.
None of it makes sense.
None of it makes sense.
And yeah, no, they definitely need to start hiring writers. Maybe get like a Lost vibe. Maybe hire some like good TV.
Well, actually,
writers.
that might be the worst example you could have provided, because they definitely didn't know where they were going with anything. You're going to end up with polar bears in the middle of Minnesota or something. If you
or like heroes, like maybe we can get like some, superpower, like just something more interesting. Like if they're gonna do it, you might as well make it interesting.
Season 1 of Heroes, maybe not so much any of the later seasons.
Because there was a writer's strike.
There was a writer's strike, and I think actually that's something they don't talk about is the government writers did go on strike for a while. Remember when the government shut down?
And then the false flags were just terrible.
Because
then there wasn't even the government writing it.
Think of all the false flags.
You get things that don't make any sense.
Think of all the false flags that happened when the government shut down. I mean, that was some of the worst news TV 24-hour programming I'd ever seen. You're right. Can we get Tim Kring or whatever his name is from Heroes on this? Can we get? I would like to see that little Japanese nip playing a crisis actor. I think that'd be cool if he stopped time and bullets stopped in front of him. Now, that would be some news programming I'd be into.
I want to see him sing at the Super Bowl.
That would also be very nice. When can we expect that Pizzagate video?
I'm just finishing it now, so it should be up sometime early this week.
All right, folks. Well, subscribe to the Truth Factory over there on YouTube. And anything else you want to say to the people before I let you go there, Truth Cat?
Just that the truth is out there somewhere, and keep looking, keep seeing through the false flags, and just know that George Soros and Mark Zuckerberg are behind everything.
Basically everything. And for those questioning, just before I let you go, for those questioning, how would it be possible for Mark Zuckerberg to be behind 9/11 when he would have been maybe 15 years old at the time, something like that, 18 years old, somewhere around there? How would that be possible at all? What would you tell those people?
Well, I think that there's many options. We know time travel is real. I mean, I exposed that in my Donald Trump time travel video.
Of course.
That is one option.
And then Masayoka, he's a time traveler as well. So
he could be the grandson of one of the Rockefellers. That is a theory that is out there.
I think the probably the strongest theory that's out there right now. We do know that Jewish people are capable of building golems out of clay, and it wouldn't shock me if George Soros, who was a Nazi himself, a Jewish Nazi, look that one up, Google it, folks. It wouldn't surprise me that a Jewish Nazi who has both the power and black arts of a Nazi and the Jewish mysticism and golem building of a Jew, if he wouldn't be able to combine those together to build an automaton that is ageless, basically. I would believe that Mark Zuckerberg was created fully formed. If you told me that, I would 100% believe it. But Truth Cat, stop drinking tap water and keep your mind open, okay?
Always.
All right. Thank you so much for the call. Ladies and gentlemen, Truth Cat. Loved having her. You got to check out the Truth Factory over there on YouTube. Disturbing, but wonderful information. And information. Isn't that what it's all about, people? Isn't it all about information? Isn't that really what we need more than anything now in these 24-hour news cycles? I actually need a little bit of information myself. I'm going to make a phone call right now to find out what exactly they would do if Mark Zuckerberg actually tried to create his own false flag tomorrow. What would people do if they knew who was behind these things? Let's find out right now. I'm going to make a call. Calling the Outback Steakhouse.
Thank you for calling Brooklyn's Outback. This is Anissa speaking. How may I help you?
Hi there. Who do I need to speak to about planning a private event or party?
For how many?
Well, it's actually... this is going to sound a little strange. It's sort of a special case. I'm the personal assistant to Mark Zuckerberg from Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
So what we're hoping to do is that we could it's going to be a small party, but we're hoping we can pay to shut down either a portion or the whole restaurant just because of media and things like that.
Right. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to have you talk to my manager.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Starting to miss the Outback advertisements. Hello?
Thank you very much for holding. This is Mark speaking. I heard you were looking to plan an event with us.
That's right. Hi there, Mark. So nice to speak to you. My name's Stephen Jones. I'm the personal assistant for Mark Zuckerberg, not you, Mark. And what we're hoping to do is Mark is going to be in town tomorrow. He loves Outback. And, of course, we have a bit of a problem where basically anywhere he goes, there's sort of a media thing happening, paparazzi, that sort of thing. And people, he just wants to have a nice dinner. He's got a family. He's got some friends. It's going to be a small event. So what we were hoping we could do is if there's any way we could pay to maybe have a portion or the restaurant shut down just for his time there. And we could have a small private event. And then, obviously, you don't have to worry about, money is no object here.
Well, what time were you thinking of having him come by?
Okay, let me look at our calendar here for just a second. So he's coming in tomorrow. Tomorrow's, of course, the anniversary of 9/11. So he's coming in for the memorial service earlier that day. They're hoping for a late. They're hoping for a late afternoon lunch. The service should be going on until about 2 p.m. So we're looking. We should be able to get to your area of Brooklyn at about 3 or 4. Would either of those times be okay?
Yeah, well, we actually do have a dining room upstairs that we don't use during the week.
Oh.
So what I can do is I can have a server take them up there. How many people would it be?
So, okay, it's going to be Mark, his wife, his daughter, then he's going to have 3 people in his entourage, and then myself. So, in total, 7 people.
8?
7-ish. It's not one of the people. It's not a guarantee with yet.
Okay.
I have one concern though. Now the seating is upstairs, so they would have to go through the main dining area though to get there. Correct?
Well, the entrance to it can be accessed from our to-go entrance.
Oh,
I mean, that time of day, there isn't going to be a lot of,
oh, right.
We'll say, guests hanging around.
Right, I understand. And, of course,
So
I know there's only but so much you can do anyway. I mean, we're not asking you to, move the world around here or anything like that. So, actually, would you mind if I put you on with him really quick, and then he can sort of flesh out the rest of the details with you, just so that it's to his liking?
Sure.
Okay,
Whatever works.
1 second, please. I'm going to put you on with Mark, okay?
Absolutely.
Hello?
Hello?
Hi there. Who am I speaking to?
Hi. This is Mark.
Oh, well, this is Mark. Hi there.
Oh, how are you today?
Very good, very good. So I understand that you would be able to, am I right that you'd be able to give us the upstairs dining area?
Yep, we do have a separate dining area that we use for private parties.
Okay.
So we would be able to use that to accommodate you and your family tomorrow.
Okay, perfect. So, and I don't mean to sound rude here or anything like that, but as you can imagine, somebody of my status, I have to deal with these things a lot. Would there be other guests in the area downstairs when we go through there?
There would be, I would say, about a 12-foot walk that you would have to make. It isn't through the main service area, though. So, in general, there's a chance you might walk by possibly one person.
Look,
but he mentioned that it was between 3 and 4 in the afternoon. Is that correct?
That's right. Look, I know Stephen probably told you one thing. I'll level with you here a little bit.
we're going to be at the memorial service earlier that day.
Yes.
And there's going to be so much press and everything around. And typically, when you go to one of those events, they try to follow you wherever you go in the rest of the day. And we're staying in your neck of the woods there in Brooklyn to try to go away from that sort of stuff. You know.
Understandably.
They're expecting us in Manhattan. And also, my wife is Chinese, so we're staying in the Chinatown area there. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to avoid that. Now, what I'm willing to do, I mean, is there any way we could just have the restaurant to ourselves? Because we're going to be so busy earlier in the day. The press is going to be all around. We're trying to plan the false flag operations and things like that are going on. And if we don't have to. You tell me a number. Basically, give me a number.
I would have to, in order to do that, I would have to contact our proprietor.
Okay.
Because that would be a final decision he would have to make.
I understand.
What time frame would that cover?
I would only need it from about, depending on how fast the service is, of course. It would be about an hour and a half, I think, is a decent amount of time to sit, eat, human food and have conversation and comfortably enter and exit and still have enough time for your staff and to comfortably wait on us, serve us.
Understand. I got you there. Would I be able to get a contact information for you? This way I can contact my superior and then get back to you?
I will give you my assistant's cell phone number. That's probably the easiest way to get to me. It's an Arizona area code, okay?
Okay.
All right. It's 480-382-9385. Repeat that back to me, please.
So it is 480-382-9380?
9385. 5. There we are. But everything else is perfect. Very good, Mark.
All right, wonderful. So I will contact him, and then I will relay the message to your assistant.
What is his name?
What was that?
What is his name?
His name is Eric Hutter.
Eric, can you spell that for me?
ERIC.
Mm-hmm.
HUTTER.
Eric Hutter. And is he in the New York area?
I'm not sure of his definite location at this time. I know he is not working today.
What I mean is, does he live in the New York area?
Yes, he lives in the New York area.
Okay. Because what I can do, I could maybe make this a little bit quick. Okay, I found him on Facebook, actually. Well, I could send him a message. Could I give him your name?
Can you give who my name?
Eric.
I mean, if you'd like.
Okay, what is your name?
My name is Mark. Last name, Adrian.
How do you spell that?
ADRAIN.
Oh, Adrian. Okay. So, Mark Adrian, and you are in the New York area as well?
That is correct.
All right. What high school did you go to?
I prefer not to give out that information.
Okay. Is it already on Facebook, or?
It's possible. With all honesty, though, I've only had Facebook for about 3 days.
Oh, well, thank you for signing up. We're glad to have you. What made you sign up just 3 days ago?
I had an account previously, forgot the password, was unable to retrieve it, and I was bored one day.
I could help you with that if you like. I mean, I could get your old account back.
Well, I appreciate that, but I already started a new one, and it's very amazing how quickly they can blossom.
Yes, I understand. And that's the amazing thing about Facebook is how easily we connect people.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, we appreciate having you there. So what I'll do is I've found Eric's Facebook here, and I can give him your name. You said, and so if I don't hear back, if myself or Steven doesn't hear back from you in time, we can try to go through this back channel here and see what we can do.
Well, if you would like,
I'll give him a poke.
I can call him, let him know that you will be contacting him via that social media website.
Yeah.
And then you two would be able to, or him and your assistant would be able to work out the details without me being the third party.
Sure. To be honest, I've already sent the message, but if you'd like to contact him just to give him the heads up, that's fine. He's probably already. I can actually see he's already received the message. So
yeah, he's big into social media.
Yeah, I can see that. He's actually got a pretty good number of friends.
I would imagine so.
Yeah.
He's a very social person. Great fella.
It looks like it. And as far as I can see, we've never had any issues with him on Facebook, so that's also nice. A lot of these people that we've had to ban them. With the way the world currently is, the climate of things, these hate words and things being used on the internet all the time. It's disgusting. Yeah. Frankly, it's disgusting. It's disgusting. If I could ban everybody who even thinks that way, I would. So. Yeah,
it's a positive and a negative that you can. Yeah. It's a negative that you can because, unfortunately, that type of hate is spread throughout, but we do have that free speech thing.
Well, free speech...
Which is tricky.
Free speech has its limits. I mean, hate speech is not free speech as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah,
so.
It has its limits. You can't threaten people.
Right.
Things of that nature, which is prevalent online.
The one that disgusts me.
I understand what you're saying.
The one that disgusts me the most is racial language.
Oh yeah, I hate that.
I'll never understand that. My wife, she is Asian, and we've heard it all. Oh,
I can imagine.
Chink, goop. When back in Harvard, this was in a time where there were fewer Asians going there. When the program wasn't allowing as many in. And
really?
Yeah, well, because of affirmative action. And so, back then, all of these, I'll tell you who the worst were actually the Winklevoss twins. They called her every name under the sun. Charlie, Zipperhead, all these things. And it's disgusting. It's actually why I went so hard on this when it came to building Facebook and why we've been putting so many security measures into this.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we appreciate your help on this. We'll find out something soon, I'm sure. And these things move at the speed of light these days, and I'm sure we'll have our information before we've even stepped foot at the memorial tomorrow. So.
Oh, I'm positive.
And all right. Well, I hope you have a wonderful celebration tomorrow, and maybe I'll see you. Are you working tomorrow, Mark?
I am not.
Okay. Well, I won't see you then, but thank you so much.
I'll be here in spirit.
And one thing quickly.
Yes.
You're the manager, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, if you could just let your staff know, let them know ahead of time that I'm coming, but tell them, please, I'm a normal guy. I'm like everybody else, that sort of thing. Because people tend to have a little bit of a reaction. I just don't want any gawkers, I don't want anybody staring, that sort of thing. I
understand what you're saying.
I'm just eating food like anybody else. All right, thank you, Mark.
Yeah, completely. All right, you have an amazing evening. I hope tomorrow goes swimmingly for you.
Thank you
so much. It was a
much.
pleasure talking to you.
All right, and we're glad to have you at Facebook. Thank you.
Bye.
Insane. Okay, well that was weird. Didn't think any of that. Have a wonderful celebration. Tomorrow is 9/11. Did not see any of that coming. That was very strange. What the fuck?
Hello, Jesse, and all of the PODAWFUL people.
Oh my god, it's actually Mark Zuckerberg interrupting the stream. What the fuck?
I apologize for the quality of this call. I'm calling you from the apartment I built for a Syrian refugee.
Okay, well that doesn't mean you can interrupt my show.
Jesse?
Yeah?
I know you have multiple Facebook accounts.
Oh my god.
Don't think I can't stop you.
Okay, well, since you're here, I have an important question for you. It's what's on everyone's mind, really. I think you know.
A lot of people want to know, Mark, do you have autism? Could an autistic person do this? Yeah.
Yeah, I think an autistic person would do that. Look, I have a question for you about privacy. Are you eating electronics right now? What is that? You eat human food, right?
I like to eat plain toast. Plain and crunchy, almost burned.
Just plain toast?
No butter at all. I don't own any jam.
Your toast is ready.
Okay, what's happening?
All right. It's time for my call with Shrep. Can you get him on the video conference line?
Okay, stop eating toast, Mark. I want to ask you about... Hell yeah. I want to ask you about privacy, okay? Can we get on topic here about Facebook? Please.
Virtual reality is now reality. What you once only dreamed of is now not only possible, but happening whether you like it or not.
Whether I like it or not. Look, I want to know about privacy. I want to know about free speech. Obviously, you're getting a little uncomfortable with these questions, Mark. Are you have something to hide? You're sweating. Is that sweat?
Sweating?
Yeah.
No, that's impossible. I was designed to not sweat. I suppose it is pretty warm inside these questions.
Okay, well, can you at least tell me about the future of Facebook? Something? Anything? Anything at all, Mark?
The future of Facebook is clear. We're no longer social media. We're social change. AI has become more advanced, and now can detect a person's sexuality through voice tone alone. In the future, Facebook posts will be made through voice command, and anyone detected with a straight voice will automatically have their posts filtered to the straight ghettos of Facebook. The future is female. The future is trans. The future is Chinese.
Okay,
what
does Chinese have to do with anything?
Look, I have a Chinese wife. I study Mandarin while I sleep.
Okay, I want to know about privacy. I want to know about free speech. I want
From
to know...
now on, the lines will be blurred between posts and advertising. Facebook will now be a set of 32 apps for your phone.
Ugh.
Each app will do an individual function of what the original Facebook app did. Remember poking on Facebook?
Yeah.
We're bringing that back, but harder than ever.
What?
We will also be introducing people filters. Not only will you be able to block a person from Facebook, you'll be able to block them from real life as well. Real people blocked on Facebook will be sent to the Shadow Realm.
Jesus, that's terrifying. What is the Shadow Realm?
There will now be more Facebook campuses than there are cities in the US. In 2020, I'll be running for president, and if you don't vote for me, I'll send your dick pics to your boss.
I don't have a boss.
The next time Russia meddles in an election, I'll be the first to know, and you'll never know.
Okay, don't taunt me, and don't threaten me either.
Is it possible for Facebook to build a death ray? Yes, of course.
Oh my god.
But will we build a death ray? Yes, of course.
Are you kidding me? You better be kidding me.
You can now upload your genome to the cloud. You have full control over its privacy settings. However, if you do not make your genome public, you are no longer legally allowed to own friends.
Did you almost say slaves? Hey, you mentioned privacy there for a second. I can see you're still sweating. You're mopping yourself up with dollar bills now. $20 bills. I want to know about privacy, Mark. I want to know about privacy, and I want to know right now. Get to it.
Privacy was for grandpas. Millennials don't need privacy.
Yes, we do.
They hate it.
No, we
With
don't.
Facebook, we're introducing a no privacy guarantee.
Okay, that is evil. Are you behind 9/11? Yes or no? We need to know. The truth, Mark. Stop doing that evil thing with your hands.
So I guess the question is, did I do 9/11?
Yes.
Am I part of the Illuminati?
Yes.
The answer is yes, and there's nothing you can do to stop me.
But why? Why did you do 9/11, Mark?
The answer is simple and clear. 9/11 allowed normal Americans to forget about privacy. In the hope to stop terrorism, Americans gave up their individual freedoms. After all, if you have nothing to hide, then what are you scared of? That paved the way for Facebook.
Oh my god.
And now I have all of your social security numbers. What could one man do with every human being's social security number?
Yeah, tell us. What would you do with our social security
That's for the Jews to know, and for you to never find out, Goyam. I'd like to thank you again for allowing me to interrupt your feed.
I didn't allow
And remember, Black Lives Matter. Hail Zuck! Hail Zuck! 100 years of Zuck!
Oh my god. Okay, maybe it is time to close Skype. Holy shit, ladies and gentlemen, Mark Zuckerberg. I don't know if I should clap or not. I guess he's our overlord now. Wait a second. Zuckerberg. There's no echo. There's no echo. Oh my God. What do I do? Guys, keep away from the tap water. Keep supporting the Pizza Fund. PodAwful.pizza. Get bonus content and support this show. It's the only way we can try to stop these overlords from taking over. These I can't even say his name without the echo. God damn it, these demons! All right, well, until next time, have an awful day.
Head over to podawful.com/iTunes and subscribe to us on iTunes. We're live every Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern at podawful.tv. Love the show? Keep it going by donating to the Pizza Fund. podawful.com/support. And anything else you need is at podawful.com.